Iman, both Caroline and John have raised an issue of data and also the question of accountability, that we have to be held responsible. And I want to just say, you know, your youth belies your experience. You have a lot of expertise and experience in innovation, in technology, but also having led the Future Leaders Program and being part of the Indonesian Youth Parliament in Indonesia, you come with a perspective that really emphasizes the important role that youth can play. From your perspective, can you, as a youth ambassador and having this kind of central role working with your peers, what do you see as the role of youth in terms of accountability, but more generally within the SDG agenda?
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Iman. I'm 25 years old. I'm currently running ruangguru.com, or in English, it means Teacher's Room. It's a social enterprise based in Jakarta where we provide learning access through technology. Currently, we're serving about 3 million students in Indonesia. So I think talking about accountability, it's really talking about how do we make sure that we hold all stakeholders accountable for the outcome of the learning of the students, meaning basically we involve parents, educators, districts, schools, and students. Everybody's responsible for that. And I think when we talk about accountability, the discussion I think it relates a lot about the idea of not only just identifying what are the right programs and spending to the right programs, but whether basically we put our spendings and efforts to the greater result of the students' learning. I will respond to your question, I think, primarily based on my experience of working in the education sector, particularly by using technology in education in Indonesia. So Indonesia is one of the largest education systems in the world, with 50 million students and 4 million teachers, right? However, given the statistics provided by PISA, TIMSS, and all other international measurements, we are one of the lowest performers. And I think if we look at more deeply why it is the case, I think there are a few reasons. The first one is there's a lack of data. And I will highlight this because I think without having enough data and the relevant data, it will be really hard for us to identify the right programs and the right policies. So for instance, the government in Indonesia does not have any academic performance data whatsoever on students. The only data that they have is just the identity data, which might not be really useful when it comes to measuring the students' outcome and how do we identify the right programs. The only academic performance data that the government has is just the national examination score, which is targeted to grade 9 and grade 12. Which is the function of that score is primarily just the exit exam. So whatever intervention that might come up will never impact the students because they already graduated when the intervention is bringing up. And one of the examples of how the lack of data might cause mistakes in policy making is one of the biggest spendings that our government spent in the last decade probably is on teacher certification program. The idea is basically to provide more incentives to certified teachers. However, that's basically one of the largest budget component in the education. However, the statistics from World Bank or ADB show that basically there is zero correlation from certification program to students' learning outcome. So that's one of the examples. The second major causes, I think, is really on the lack of quality of teaching and content. And the third one is on the lack of access, which basically talking about disparity between big cities and smaller cities. And what we're doing at Ruang Guru is basically how do we tackle all of these three challenges by using technology. So the first one, and the issue of data, what we're doing is that we provide learning management system targeted to the K-12 market. But what we're doing is not just basically providing a platform, but also giving out content and then connect the data that are generated in the LMS to the dashboard that we provide for schools and government. So right now we're working with 300 cities and regencies government, where for the first time ever, they have a better visibility about how the kids are performing, how the schools are performing compared to other schools, how one district perform compared to other district, which will hopefully give a better opportunity for them to create more evidence-based education policies. And the second one, in the case of giving more access to quality teaching and content, we also provide in a form of mobile applications and also web platform, a lot of learning solutions We have Netflix for learning videos, so learning video subscription. We have Uber for private tutoring, which currently congregate about 100,000 private tutors in the market. And all of these solutions are provided to serve millions of students. Why it matters, and I think in the regards of your question, why then, where's the role of young people? I think first is the fact that we are youth run and youth led. There are about 150 full-time staff members in our company, and all of them are basically under 30 years old. So it's largely driven by young people, and I think there's really an opportunity for us as young people to be part of it, because not only that the fact that we are native to technology, that we are very familiar with technology, but also because we are also very familiar with what's happening in the classroom. So then we can combine the solutions and the opportunity and the challenges to provide a better outcome, basically, better solutions. And by using technology, I think that's one of the examples of how doing it at a scale.
Okay. Thank you very much, Iman, for that inspiring and illuminating reflection. I think what's really interesting is that you give a lived experience of both the challenges but the opportunities. And in a way, though it may appear to be a bit of a shift to Kala,